The, the title of the silent house perhaps refers to the house where the whole family meets. This is early 1980s, before the military coup in September 1980. There is a family reunion taking place, but there is perhaps a frustration going on in the family. Everyone is thinking, so the book is based on inner monologue. I argue, actually, we do inner dialogue in our minds. We talk with some real or imaginary person all the time. And the intensity of these dialogues compared to the silences of the old house, which is decaying, is the story. My book titles do not explain the book, but add one more little enigma to the whole plot. I wrote this book after the military coup of 1980, when the book was published. Every month, including me, no one thought it was political. There is only one political person, obviously, is the right-wing nationalist that would be high school dropout and would later join right-wing shooters or killers, Hassan. And for me, that wasn't too political. I did my best to identify with him, and at that time, Turkish army not only rounded up the leftists, but also rounded up the right-wing shooters and put them, and just like Marxists or leftists, tortured them too, and got a lot of confessions which were published in the newspapers. Hassan's voice is based on these confessions, which I was very interested and read very carefully, sometimes enjoying their poetic structures, the way he resents and the way he blames others for his mistakes. But then maybe I shouldn't explain the inner dialogue of my characters. That was Turkey of 1970s. Newspapers at that time were also very political. Pro-Western and secularist and leftist newspapers were on the one side, and conservative, we never used the term Islamist then, but we used to say reactionary newspaper, right-wing newspapers on the other hand. If militants saw you buying a newspaper and you're in a dangerous area, you may get shot. This was how it was in 1970s. Silent House is also, in the Turgenev style, a novel of generations. That, say, in Fathers and Sons, the first generation represents, say, admiration for West. The second generation represents nihilism. If you admire West, you don't believe in anything, kind of. Or Dostoevsky would also do this in Demons. Silent House is a novel of generations in that sense. The first generation, perhaps alluding to the founders of Turkish Republic, they are Jacobean, they are down to business, they love their country, they want to modernize it, but they are also somehow cruel and do not understand their people, or they are more busy with their military power or powerlessness, but they're more busy and narcissistically busy sometimes with their visions of modernization, while the rest of the nation, in fact, is reacting to them, resisting to them. Their way of dealing with the Occidentalist modernizers is also a complete misunderstanding. Lack of communication between these two parties in 1970s led to shooting of these two parties, especially youngsters, in each other in the streets. 30 years passed, at least today they're not shooting themselves in the streets. That's a development. I'm happy that it's translated well and published well, and the reviewers are liking it. That this book, I traveled with this book a lot. Also, this book introduced me to international readership. It's this is the first book that is translated ever by me to French, and the prominent French publisher Gallimard did it, and I'm still with them. in a way, it opened my ears and my eyes that I maybe read all over the world. It gave me that sensation. So it's a dear book for me. That's perhaps why I saved it to today. I always cared about this book, and now I'm happy it's out, and then British and American readers are enjoying it.